Hello, and we have made it to day 24. We are ploughing through them now, just coming to the end of our journey together. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I hope you've managed to feel some benefits, even it's just that you can get that tiny bit closer to touching your toes. But I hope you've felt benefits for the mind as well, just giving yourself that time every day or nearly every day for the last 23 days. So we'll get on with our day 24. It's going to be another short and sweet one involving a couple of back bends. But as always, we're just going to take a minute or so just to center ourselves into our body. So if it feels good to you, close your eyes. If not, dropping your focus just to a point in front. We're going to become aware of the space around us. Tuning in to any noises we can hear. Maybe taking in any smells. Just tuning into our breath finally. And when you find yourself centered in your space, you can just bring that chin in towards the chest and blink the eyes open to a point in front. And then slowly lifting the chin, you can take in the rest of the room. So we'll hop straight onto our mats today. Yet again, I've still got my socks on. I've just been dog walking, so I'm also complete with a bit of mud. So we'll come onto our mats and we'll come into that lovely tabletop pose. So bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. We're just going to go through our beautiful sequence of Bittilasana and Madhurasana, which is the cat and cow pose. So on the inhale, curling the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chest, the neck and the head. The exhale, bring the chin in towards the chest, belly button up to the sky, lay those feet nice and flat. And again, inhale, toes come under, belly drops, chest, neck, head, move forward. Exhale, chin in towards the chest, belly to the sky, feet nice and flat. And just continuing to make these moves, warming up the spine, just guided by your breath. Always feels good to maybe close your eyes if it doesn't put your balance off. Just so you can turn inwardly, feeling the sensations in the body as you move between the two poses. We'll do one more round. After that next exhale, on the inhale, we're just going to bring that back to neutral. We'll walk the hands in towards the knees and sending those sit bones back onto the heels. If you have any problems getting the bum on the heels, you can always place a blanket or a bolster in between the legs so that when you sit back, you've got some support for the ankles and for the knees. So we're just going to open up the chest a few more times just because we're going to do some lovely back bends, so we want all the muscles nice and warmed up. So inhale to open the arms up wide, sending the palms up to the sky, and then exhale, we're going to bring them forward, rounding through the shoulders, bring the chin in towards the chest, interlace the fingers in front. And the inhale, opening up to the sky, bring the shoulder blades in towards one another. And exhale, hands move forward, chin drops to chest, interlace fingers in front. I'm just doing that one more time, opening up. And exhaling, seeing if you can bring a different index finger on top of the grip this time. And with the inhale, open the arms wide, palms to the sky. And exhale, floating all the way back down. From this position, we can just bring ourselves up into a more upright position. So we're just going to do a gentle version of the camel pose. So we want to make sure that those hips remain over those knee joints. We don't want them bending back, and we don't want them leaning forward. If I do that, I'll fall. So the aim is to try and keep, imagine that a line drawn from the hip down there. So we're going to start off by inhaling, sweep the hands up above. On the exhale, we're going to float them down. I'm going to start spinning our hands, the palms, towards the wall behind us, just externally rotating those hands and bring them towards one another down the back. We're then just going to flick the wrist back so that the palms face our bum, and we're going to tuck them into our invisible jean pockets. We're going to just do a mild back bend now, so bring the shoulder blades in towards one another and shining that chest up towards the sky. Remembering to breathe. And you're probably thinking, this doesn't look anything like the camel poses that I see on Instagram or on YouTube. Just remember, we're listening to our own bodies, we're receiving the sensations. By all means, if you know the greater version of the pose, not greater in terms of more achievement, but if you know the ones where the arms are going behind, go ahead and do that. Just make sure it's nice and safe. But for today, we're just doing a nice, easy practice of nice, gentle back bends. On the next inhale, we're just going to bring that torso back upright. And you can bring the hands back down by the sides. We're going to bring the hands onto the mat. Coming back into our tabletop pose. And we're just bringing our weight forward. We're going to come into assisted plank, so bring those shoulders over the wrists. Maybe shuffling the knees back ever so slightly, still pulling that belly button up towards that spine, taking an inhale here. And then on an exhale, we're going to keep the elbows as close to the body as we can as we lie the body all the way down onto the mat. So we're going to come into the version of bow pose. So we'll start off with one variation and you can take it whichever way you want to. So to start off with, we're just going to bend one leg up to the sky, sending the sole of that right foot up towards the ceiling. And then we can lower it all the way back down. Do the same with the other side, so the left foot comes up, sole towards the ceiling, and lower all the way back down. You can bring your head down, to one side, just resting on the cheek. As we do that again, one foot, and then the other foot. Next time we'll bring both feet up, sending the soles of both feet up towards the sky. We want to make sure that our ankles are falling outwards. We want to keep those ankles over those knee joints. I've just moved my head over onto the other cheek now. And so the option is to bring the left hand out to grab that left ankle, and then you can just lay that right foot back down onto the mat. You want to flex at the ankle, so you see how I've turned my toes away from the foot. And then we're going to swap sides, so just release that left ankle from the left hand and bring the right hand out down by the side. Let's bend the right knee to grab that right ankle again, flexing that foot. And I'm changing direction with my neck again, just to make sure it doesn't get stiff from one point. So feeling that nice stretch across the hip flex there. And then exhale to release all the way back down. The next option is to bend both knees, sending the soles of both feet up towards the sky again, making sure they're not splaying outwards. An option of the arms is to bring the palms facing down onto the mat. And then with an inhale, we're going to do like we do with the baby cobra, peeling the chest, the neck and the head up, coming off the mat. And then you may want to release the hands ever so slightly off the mat as well. So it's a bit of a flying locust, top half of the body, and the bow, the bottom half of the body. So just remembering to breathe here. Bring the shoulder blades in towards one another. And then exhale, release everything all the way back down. Bringing your head onto the left side, just for a breath. And then spinning over to the right side. And so we've had those different options now. We've got one leg at a time like this, flexing the feet, and then swapping over. Or you've also had the option of both knees bent, both feet, the soles of the feet up to the sky, and then the flying locust pose with the top half of the body. Or if you want to go into the full bow pose, we're going to bend that right knee, sending that right sole of the foot up towards the sky, and then bending that left knee, left sole comes up as well. And then you pick which leg you want to grab first, but just mindfully being considerate of the back and the lower back. I'm just going to peel that chest and neck up. We're just going to allow that right foot to move in towards the bum, just so we can grab that right heel, and then moving that left foot in towards the bum so we can grab that left ankle, not heel, sorry. Remember to flex both feet so that the soles again go up to the ceiling. Then when you're ready with an inhale, we're going to slowly start pushing those ankles into the feet. So those ankles into the hands. And as we do so, it starts opening up the chest, bringing the shoulder blades in towards one another. Making sure that our knees aren't splaying out. Remembering to breathe. And you can come out of this pose whenever it feels right for you. Just remembering to do it gently and slowly and mindfully. I'm just going to hold that for one more breath. And on the exhale, slowly let everything melt down onto the ground, still holding onto those ankles, bringing maybe the left cheek down to the mat. We're just going to release one ankle at a time, allowing the leg to re-find the floor, and then the other. Bringing the backs of the hands onto the mat. We're just going to allow the shoulders to relax down into the ground. I'm going to switch cheeks, so bring the right cheek down to the mat now. Just releasing the head down onto the floor. With the next inhale, we're going to bring our head back to centre and just bring our hands underneath our shoulders. With the next inhale, we're going to use the strength in our arms to push the torso up and back. We're going to come into a nice closed-legged child's pose. So sending those sit bones back down over towards the heels. Again, you can grab a block and place them in between the thighs if that feels good. Or you can place a blanket or a bolster if you have any problems with the sit bones getting down towards the heel. For more of a, you can keep the hands out in front if you like a nice active version of the child's pose, Balasana, just releasing the head and the neck down and allowing the shoulders to drop, but the fingers still working towards the wall at the front. Or if you fancy a more restorative version, you can bring the hands down by the sides, palms facing up, and again just allowing the chest, the shoulders, the neck and the head to melt all the way down. I'm just going to take a few breaths here, offering that nice release to the lower back. And then when you're ready, bring the hands once more underneath the shoulders. On the inhale, bring that torso back up into a nice upright position. And that is your practice for the day done with. So as always, if you want to finish off the practice with our 4 souls intentions, stay with me. If not, I will see you all tomorrow. I think that's our shortest one yet. So bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. We set our intention for a joyful and energetic body. Bring the bottom hand on top of the hand that's over the heart. We set our intention to have a loving and compassionate heart. Bringing the hands out in front, fingertips to touch, but the soles of the hands away from one another. Bringing our attention to our third eye centre, we set our intention to have a clear, reflective and alert mind. Finally, bring the base of the hands together and open just the 3 middle fingers. And focusing in on that beautiful aura that surrounds each and every one of our bodies, just within a couple of inches, we set our final intention to have lightness in our being. Bringing the hands to close in that prayer pose and drawing that prayer in towards the heart. Thank you for continuing your journey on with me. I look forward to the next few days that we share together. From my heart to yours, Namaste.
Until tomorrow. Bye bye.